Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I've got 4 shorts to talk to you about today. They're kind of loosely tied together with the subject, the course of true love never did run smooth. And some of these do have true love, and some of them maybe it's more of a spiritual love, but there's something having to do with love and something gets in the way of it. So that's kind of the general umbrella I decided to go with today. I hope you will enjoy these 4, so let's learn more about them now. So the first one I'm going to talk about is called the Autumn of Zoe. And this one I believe is in French. You do get the subtitles. And it's about a woman who takes her terminally ill son to a cabin by the lake. It isn't clear to me how terminally ill he is or what exactly is wrong with him. Like, is he going to die in like 2 minutes, or does he still have 2 months or 2 years and she just wants to take a break, and so she's left, rented this cabin. So I'm not clear on whether she expects him to die right then at the cabin, or if she's just looking for a weekend away. But in any case, she takes the kid to this cabin. He's not very excited. He wants to know how long it is before they can go home. And she says they will be here for a few days. So he goes about wandering and he meets another child. And at this point, I was still waiting for this to become a horror movie. It is billed as a horror/fantasy. I had not seen anything fantastical, and I hadn't seen anything that really rated it as a horror. And having watched it several times now, I'd still say I haven't really seen anything that makes it a horror. There's only one thing that kind of makes it a fantasy, and even then you could explain that away as a vision or hallucination or a dream. So I think it worked perfectly fine as a straight drama. We even have to call it fantasy or horror because it doesn't really have a lot of that in it. But just as a straight drama, with this woman trying to cope with the illness of her son that he's apparently not going to recover from. And this friendship he strikes up with a local girl who tells him the legend of what lives at the bottom of the lake that this cabin looks out onto. Is short and kind of bittersweet, and definitely something that I think most people would like to watch. So please give that one a like and go over there and perhaps subscribe to their channel. It was directed by Nicholas Roche-Kress, and definitely give that one a view. So the second one I'm going to talk about is called Skickelson. I believe it's mostly in Swedish and was directed by Jonas Gramming. This one kind of surprised me in a way. It seems to be setting up something pretty obvious at the beginning, and you're thinking, okay, I already see how this is going to play out. This girl lives alone, and a new person moves in next door. It's an elderly gentleman who, from the get-go, it's pretty clear he's trying to worm his way into her life in some way. So, he has plumbing problems he asks for help with, and there are various things that end up with her in his apartment or him in her apartment. And you're like, oh, I just see where this is going. And about halfway through, I'm not even really sure what clued me in, but it's something that's like, oh, it had an OMG moment. Oh, I see that this is not anything like what I expected, and it's going to go this other way. And then it did do the other way. So at some point, I expect that you will be kind of hit with the premonition fairy dust or whatever, and you'll suddenly realize, okay, now I know what's going on. And then you can kind of wait in anticipation for the end on how it's going to all play out. I don't know about bittersweet, but it is interesting, and since it's surprising, I definitely would recommend watching this one. So the third one I'm going to talk about is called Dead Hearts. This one is kind of funny. It is definitely told in a style of a sort of Edward Gorey. So if you like gory stories, you should really, really be tickled by this one. It's about a little kid who is going to grow up to be a funeral director like his father and grandfather before him. It's not necessarily what he feels is going to be his calling in life, but he is kind of in that rut. But then he meets a girl and he falls in love. Things will arise and keep them apart, but in this lovely sort of dry humor style, we will discover just how true love can finally succeed in this bit of a gory story. So I hope that you will enjoy that one as well. It was directed by Stephen W. Martin. So the fourth movie I'm going to talk about is called Logan Lee and the Rise of the Purple Dawn, and it was directed by Raymond Lai. There are a couple things that I really liked about this one. One of them is that Randall Park shows up. So if you've watched the Marvel movies, you know that Randall Park plays Jimmy Woo, an FBI officer, or an FBI agent, who was in Ant-Man and the Wasp and WandaVision. So he is in this. Also, it's definitely played for laughs. It's very funny, and the people that they have cast in it have very good comic timing. So the jokes really do kind of fly by, and they're kind of dry. Like I prefer that kind of humor. So at some point, the main character is asking his aunt about these creatures he's seen. She has more information, and he asks her if they are evil. And she says, well, I saw them kill your father, but I don't know about evil, but they're definitely not friendly. So, you know, it's very much played for laughs, and it is very charming, and so definitely would recommend you watching Logan Lee and the Rise of the Purple Dawn. So that's the 4 movies I want to talk about today. Please go and enjoy them. You know, give them a like, give them at least another viewing, so get them a few more views there. And of course, if you like this video, you definitely like this one and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.